your wedding day. Such memories. Your smiling face, the love in her eyes, promising of a lifelong journey of understanding and support. So what the fuck happened? You out the house, she got the car, and you're recovering on your homeboy's couch, or even worse, in your parents' basement. Life after marriage is not something most men are prepared for. Many don't even talk about the issues that affected what was supposed to be one of the best things that ever happened. What now? How does your life start over? It's time to talk about it. The Lame Show starts now.
Hey, welcome to The Lame Show. Life After Marriage Ends. We are your hosts, Daniil, Drew, Jamal, Kier, and Goran. Today, we're talking about going back to the future. We're going back to the past. If we're in a DeLorean and about to hit 85 miles per hour, was it? 85 miles per hour.
88.
Yeah, you're in the DeLorean and you go back to your wedding day. Are you doing anything different to save your marriage when that rough patch arrives? We'll start with you, Drew.
Oof. Oh. He went back to the beginning. He said to the day of the wedding. So
wow.
Now you really got a lot of work to work with. Go ahead, Drew.
Marty McFly?
This is a tough question because I'm going back with
different thoughts.
The knowledge of 2021. Right? So the only thing I would do different is I'd probably end the marriage without cheating.
You end the marriage, right?
Because knowing what I know now, we probably weren't the most compatible.
I got you.
So you don't think that there's nothing you could have done differently, knowing what you know now, to kind of save it?
Everything plays out the same way it played out. But what advice would you give Drew? I don't know the year you got divorced, but let's say 22.
To be more honest. With myself and with her.
Okay. I personally would have, of course, yeah, you want to save a person certain types of heartache. So,
yes.
Yeah, I would do things differently. I don't think I think for the person that I've evolved into, no, we wouldn't have worked because of the fact of I like a certain type of freedom that doesn't come with traditional marriage.
Right.
And that's where I'm happy being. So I'll tell you what, you guys might remember this. I would have had the conversation with him. There was basically 20 years ago. It was me, Kia, you and your ex-wife. Y'all weren't married at the time. You remember that? When we hung out at the lounge? We went out the lounge.
Right, go ahead.
Right. It was us three. Drew, was Goran there?
No, it was just me, you.
I don't think so, no.
It was me, you.
And Kia.
Yeah.
Was I married by then? Was I married?
No, nobody was married.
You was dating your ex.
Nobody was married.
Yeah, I remember this. Okay.
I remember that night, though.
And we were asking crazy questions. Like, you know me, I ask questions. I was like, yo, would you be okay with your daughter being a lesbian if it guaranteed she would not get pregnant during high school?
Right.
And everybody asked different questions. But one of the questions I asked was, would you be okay with your partner going to have sex with someone else? And I was cool with it. I never said that. Everybody in the room was like, hell no. Get the fuck out of here. And I shrunk it to my chair. But I've been like, yeah, go do your thing because I can do my thing. So if I had that conversation, knowing that, I would have had that conversation with her. Be like, yo, I think I want an open marriage. I want an open relationship.
But I think you were trying to
before you got married. Too.
Yeah,
So
I think more had because now that I'm thinking, I'm going back in time with you. You always been talking about it, kind of. This was like 20 years ago.
Yeah, I think I'm a victim of society. You know why? Because
you're the victim now.
Now he's the victim. You see that, right? You see how he turned that on him?
I'm gonna tell you why. It's because I did everything because that's what was preached to me.
Yes.
I got married because that what was preached to me.
Right.
That's what we saw every day. That's what we talked about. Right?
Alpha male isn't someone who is cool with his lady fucking someone else. These are things that you get bombarded with that you're like, nah, I'm cool with that. And I'm a grown ass man. I'm an alpha male. I'm a man.
Right.
So you don't say that stuff.
Right.
But the older you get, the less you give a fuck about what somebody thinks of you. So I would have that conversation with her.
How you get these conversations spinned off the way you do, man?
What you doing? I'm a manipulator. I don't know.
He's an enigma.
We always go into a conversation about a topic, and Maul just spins it off, talking about little people and.
He's an enigma.
But yeah, I would have the conversation with her from that night. The night we all hung out in the lounge, I would have that conversation with her. So, because I could reveal who I actually am.
Okay.
You know, I think people get married without revealing who they actually are and what's really going to piss you off. And you think that love will get us through. And we all know now that love won't get you through.
Right.
You know?
I mean, if I had a time machine, or if I was in the DeLorean, I mean, the last episode I learned that I was abusive. I didn't know that before.
You didn't know that.
So now in my head,
verbally
abusive.
Verbally.
Thinking we just having banter back and forth. You know, you're saying something, I'm saying something.
You're trying to hurt each other, but you know what I'm saying? Like
You're better at landing big words.
Right.
That's the only difference.
Yeah.
That's the only difference.
So I play the game better. So
you ever seen a boxing match where the guy gets hit with a hard punch and the guy, he just shakes his head off? He's like, nah, you didn't hurt me. You still going.
Right.
That's the nail.
Yeah.
She says some shit, and you're like, oh, really?
And I genuinely feel bad about that now. And that's growth because many years ago I would have justified why I should have said what I said, but you know, hearing it from your peers and like in a different headset now, I would have probably tried to change my responses.
You got to.
You know, to see, and I'm hoping going back in time, me doing that one change, that 1% change would change something. I would like to see. I mean, I would just for shits and giggles.
Go back and watch the movie, right? Like watch it like from the screen, like this. Oh wow, that really changed the.
Yeah,
the
but I want an opt-out button though. If it's not working out, somebody pull me back.
Gora, what would you do differently?
I would, my wife and I, we dated for a year, maybe 18 months before we got married. I would have changed. We would have probably dated longer.
Ooh,
okay.
That'd have been a hot spot in that Caribbean household. You didn't marry my daughter? She about to drop a baby for you and you did not marry my daughter? Ooh, that'd have been a hot house.
I think dating, because we were so young, and to learn each other more and spend more time together and stuff like that, and not have all of the pressures and stress of
being married.
Growing up, and being married and trying to figure that out, right? Without all of the right tools and tips and therapy and, conversations and stuff like that. I think that'd be something I'd go back and change.
What about you, Key?
I definitely know that I could have done more to save my marriage, and I'm not even going all the way back to
wedding day.
Wedding day, yeah. Because I mean, honestly, wedding day, wonderful. You know what I mean? Going into it was good. Relationship continued on for many years, and at some point, things started to go in a different direction, right? Like the, disconnect. We just started kind of to grow apart or just not really vibe with each other.
Do you know when? Because then you can fly back to that point.
Yeah. I don't know exactly. I really don't know exactly when. It was after my daughter was born. I know that for sure. I mean, we had good relationship and chemistry all the way through. My daughter being born, great bringing her into the world and stuff like that. So. But at some point, we kind of grew apart, and I didn't feel that. I didn't feel like fighting because I didn't think she would fight for me at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like she wasn't giving me what I required, and I wasn't fighting to save that either. So we just totally just grew, separate, right? I mean, right now we have a good relationship, you know what I mean? Just as co-parenting or whatever the case is. But I don't know. Going back there, I know that there's more I could have given to save my relationship. I know that. I don't know.
So it sounds like if Doc Brown has the keys to the DeLorean, he's waving them in front of your face, and he says, guys, you can go back and save your marriage and get your wife back. Is anybody taking those keys?
Like I said, we have the gift of knowing.
You know now.
Of knowing.
Right.
The answer is no.
You're not taking those keys?
No.
I'm not taking the keys either. Are you taking the keys?
I don't know. I like drama.
Good.
I'm kind of curious. I want to. I want to. I want to know.
So for me, it's
You
not.
think?
It's not from this point, but like, if I were to go back there, I would want to go back there from that point, not really bringing all the stuff, all the baggage back and then trying to restart it, but just kind of continuing on in the relationship that I had built from that time. You know what I'm saying? So not really.
But with the knowledge you have now, or?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to bring everything that all the baggage that I have right now. I'm talking about just going back and kind of being dropped into my body from that moment, and then just working harder from that moment. Not saying I'm bringing everything back.
But
So if you
without
don't
that,
take the keys, are you saying you wish you never got married?
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about going back to wherever we started to disconnect, right? Like, and just fight harder from that moment. But I don't know. But then
remember,
why would I fight harder if I
remember,
don't have the knowledge that I have
if
now,
you don't
right?
have the knowledge, right,
then I can't.
her actions are going to remain the same.
right.
And if you don't have the knowledge, your actions are going to remain the same.
So we're gonna end up in the same
You're gonna end
position.
up in
I'll
the
be
same
back on this
position.
podcast.
Not necessarily. I got a little twist here.
Okay, good.
Hey, go on, answer the question first. Would you take the keys?
The sexy bitch keys.
Yeah, don't bring the sexy bitch keys.
Don't bring the sexy bitch keys out.
That day, what you got to do is make sure you check your pocket. Make sure the keys is not in your pocket.
In the Texas pocket that day.
Then you can go home.
Before you go in the house, throw them sexy bitch keys in the garbage.
Yeah, put them in the
Drop
sewer.
them off in the Hudson.
So you taking the keys?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm taking the keys or not.
Okay. Here's the twist. Okay. You guys, everybody takes the keys. And Doc says, you can either coach yourself in the past on how to avoid these problems,
In my head.
or you can let it play out and you will become the person that you are now. So the question becomes, are you a better person now, or could you have been a better person married?
So
But
you
you
know,
won't deal with the
so
problem.
in
you
what is
gonna
it? Back
co-
to the Future. You know,
are you
in
gonna
Back to the
coach
Future.
yourself?
Hold on, bro. You know, in Back to the Future, they got those different points where, like,
Yeah.
one thing changes, different
Yeah.
trajectories
Outcomes,
of
yeah.
where your relationship,
Right.
where you could end up. You know, the
Right,
world
right,
here or
right,
the
right,
world there.
Right.
So yeah,
So you coaching yourself?
I think I'm gonna go back and coach myself.
You gonna go back and
I got a question though. So
No,
Wait.
Answer a question with a question.
wait. I'm for Kier.
Okay.
Oh.
For Kier. So you're gonna go back and coach yourself, right?
Yeah, but I don't know where I'm gonna go from there. I don't
Right,
know.
that's
I don't
what
know.
I'm saying.
I mean,
Do
I've
you
never got
think-
married. I don't know. You know.
Do you think you would listen to yourself at that point?
Yeah,
I don't know.
you
Think about
would.
Back to the
You think you
Future
would
when the old dude went to the future and told him, look, or went to the past and told him, look, bet on these games.
Gave
you
him the
know, bet on
handbook.
thi-
Gave him the handbook.
Yeah, gave him the handbook.
That's
Bet
good.
on this stuff and you're gonna be a
Listen to him.
millionaire.
Right.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Right.
But a random guy comes and, hey, Kier, you don't know me, but I'm you from the future. You should do this, X, Y, Z.
Look how he looked on his wedding day. He gonna be like,
But remember, they couldn't see each other though. It fucks the past. It fucks the future up.
That's true.
If both Michael J. Foxes saw each other, it fucked the past up.
Look, if nobody's seen this
this is
movie,
the
y'all gotta
black
go back and watch
version of Back
That's
to the
true.
Future.
That's true.
The black version is always the whack one.
No, it's
Come on,
not.
man.
No, it's not.
no, it's not. There's no.
You gonna edit that out?
No, we're not gonna edit it out.
The Wiz.
The Last Dragon was the black version of Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, what I coach,
Would you coach
Would you
yourself?
coach yourself on things that you could change or that you could do?
I probably would coach
Go back
myself.
to 18-year-old Daniil and be like,
I would coach myself too.
Yeah, I'd coach
because the first person I met, she's a cool person. She's a real cool chick, and she's the first person I was in love with. So I would definitely.
Is this the girl in Spanish Harlem or?
When you were 10 years old?
Nah. This is the first marriage. She She was from Harlem, but she ain't from Spanish Harlem.
No.
So yeah, she was a cool person. And could I have unveiled who I truly am to her and her be cool? I think so.
So is that point that point in the bar when you realized that you would prefer that? I don't know if you should have. Wow.
Nah, it wasn't. It was like I was cool with it, but you know who a crush of hers was?
Who a crush of hers
Irvin.
was?
Your roommate.
Oh, that's not his name, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, your roommate.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, and she told me she had a makeout session with him. It didn't bother me. So I think I could have had a conversation.
While y'all was together?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
In your room, in your bed.
Nah, that's the wife now. I'm fucking with you.
Okay.
This is nuts.
So pretty much you would have went back to that point. So that's
I
the
would
point.
have coached myself. Yes, I would have coached myself.
Yeah.
What about you, Drew? You did coach yourself?
Again, do I still have the knowledge?
Yeah, you have all the knowledge.
You can take it either.
Then I wouldn't go.
So you don't think
take the keys.
He's not taking the keys.
I'm not taking the keys.
Wow, you're not taking. What about you, Goran?
Wait. But I'm sorry, Goran. I just got to go back to Drew real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you're not taking the keys at all. So you would go through everything you've gone through to get to this point and just stay right here
I'm
where
good.
you are.
I'm good right here where I'm at.
Yeah. Wow.
But what about taking the keys and going back to prior to your wedding
Yeah,
and,
'cause stuff
and
could
talk
change.
to yourself about like, hey, listen, blah blah blah. I'm just throwing devil's advocate, right?
So,
I'm not-
marry somebody
so I
else.
take the keys
You
and
can
I
go back to any point.
and I go back to the future before getting married.
Right.
and talk to yourself about, or like you
It
said,
sound- I don't want to put words in your mouth, Drew, but it sounds like you're saying you wish you never got married.
but the way he's saying it right now is he's saying, I look, I got married, and I'm here, and this is everything.
Like I'm good where I'm at now.
Right.
I'm good where I'm at. Like
Yeah, yeah, I
I'm
get
at
that.
I'm at peace with everything that happened in the past. So I'm good where I'm at.
But
So
you know what
why
else?
go through it again?
But check this out. Here's the funny part. Since we're doing the Back to the Future piece, right? So we all have kids that we love, right? If you didn't go through what you went through,
I don't have my kids.
you're gonna not have your kids. So now
And
you're starting. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm good where I'm at, bro.
that's okay. I'm with you.
I'm
there.
good where I'm at.
Let's go on and move on.
Because think of it like this.
You've
Let's say
gone
we
through the
go
things.
back before we got married, right?
Yep.
We marry someone else, right?
Yep.
Our same insecurities from our childhood comes up,
Yep.
fucks that marriage up, right? Now you have kids with someone who's not your
Who
your
you?
ex,
Yeah.
but you have kids with someone else.
Different dynamics altogether, bro.
They don't let you see your kids. they don't let you co-parent. Like you're fucked.
Yes. Yes. The whole shit changes, right? Okay.
No, I'm
I'm
good.
good. I'm
Like
good
I
with the
said,
answer now. I just had
I'm
to
good
put
where
you
I'm
as
at.
advocate. Go
I'm
ahead.
good where I'm at.
Goran, you're next.
I didn't
man.
see you go that way.
Nah, man, it was a good spin. It was a good spin. Good
Yeah, it was.
conversation.
Listen, I didn't get married to get divorced.
Right.
Getting divorced, was not blindsided, but I never thought I would get divorced. Even though, listen, there were people who said, listen, we saw the way you guys interacted. We saw some of the issues. We didn't think you guys were going to make it. I didn't get married to get divorced. So, using that logic, I would definitely have to, go back and try to do everything I could to, make it right. Cause I never wanted to get divorced, but, things happen and you had to go our separate ways.
I feel the same way. I actually do. That everything you just said, Goran, I agree. I didn't get married to get divorced either.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree.
So, G, I'm gonna ask you the same question. So you're going back and you're getting coached by yourself.
Yep.
Do you think that you'd be able to listen to yourself and follow through on advice?
20-year-old Goran.
20-year-old Goran.
Yes, he will.
Oh yeah. I've got the discipline and I'm coachable, right? I could have been coached through it. But I think it was Drew, you said, are you the one in the marriage? Key, I think you said this too, right?
Say it again.
Say it again. You dropped out for just a second. I'm sorry. Say exactly what you just said.
Yeah, I said, I'm coachable.
Yep.
I could have definitely listened to myself, but you're not the only one in the marriage. Like Drew and you, Key,
Exactly.
you said,
Yeah.
is
Yep.
that other person
Are they
going to
gonna-
be coaching themselves as well, right?
Right. Are they going to give
Because it wasn't
the effort? Are they going to give
it wasn't
the
a
same
one-sided
effort?
divorce, right?
No, it wasn't.
Well, if you're being coached, you're
Right.
now the smartest person in the room.
Yeah, that's what I'm
So
saying.
you know what she's gonna do, so you adapt
But
and adjust.
But that person
again,
still
you
has
still
to
can't
be.
save it,
You
though.
can't.
it takes two. One
Listen.
person can't be
No matter what you
the
do,
one to change the whole dynamic.
or no matter what Goran
Right.
tells his former self about how to make this right or how to make this work, if that other person isn't willing to give or to, to mend or to, bend or to, kind of go with you, then it could end up the exact same way, even with the best coaching possible, if that person is not willing to give the same.
Well, already know what the person's gonna do. So, like for my situation, one of her issues was me cleaning. So if I'm able to be coached, like, yo, we know this is not you because I'm you. I'm coaching you.
We know that you
I'm
said.
gonna show you how to do what you need to show her.
Okay.
Enough that'll make her see that she's not doing this by herself.
Okay.
So I'm gonna every day that I'm gonna come to you, clean that room.
So watch this
Clean
now.
that,
So
clean
watch
that
this
bathroom.
now.
Hold on, let me finish.
Because she's gonna be pissed off about it on this day. She's gonna be pissed off. I do that, she's not pissed no more.
Okay.
Okay.
So now check this out now. By you getting coaching, you fulfilled all her needs, correct? Mm-hmm. Where are your needs being fulfilled?
Oh, I never had that issue. Personally, I never had that issue. Now, I think possibly if you do that for that woman, because you're being coached to do all the right things,
Mhm.
that might now open up new doors to you to get what you want.
That's what you hope.
That's what
you
you hope.
hope.
That's what you hope. That's what you hope.
She
Now-
may not know. She may not know how to love you the way you need to be loved, bro.
Okay, and your coach will teach you how to express that to her.
That's a good point.
Aha!
Good point. That's a good point. That's a good point.
But not having, she still has free choice in that realm or that period of time. So, you said that she wanted to save the marriage. So you might be right. You might be right about fixing
he did
everything
say-
that you did, because you
Right.
said when you messed up and you did the things you did, she still was fighting for you, and that's the difference. Is that she was still trying to save her marriage.
Correct.
But we all don't feel that we were getting reciprocated with the trying to save the marriage. So that piece of it could make your journey different than our journey.
His journey would have been a little bit different because remember, he pinpointed through the lame show therapy.
Yep.
He pinpointed the exact point where he realized maybe I'm in the wrong value system. I like having multiple relationships.
But he just said that went back to prior to any of us getting married in a bar when we were having a conversation.
Right.
He realized that he thinks of things differently than
Right. So,
than
so
traditional
if
ways.
you're coaching yourself, you're not going to coach yourself into being a traditional married person. Not going to work for you.
So maybe he'll go back to that date
No.
and talk to her.
Right. That's right. I would have been coached on how to talk. I would have been coached on how to talk to her about it. And I would have been able to get some dialogue going. And then most people, when they're in love with you, they'll have an
subject
open mind to
turned out
things
real
and
interesting.
have a discussion.
So you're going to coach her how to become poly?
No, he's gonna talk to her though.
I'm
He's
gonna-
gonna
I'm gonna-
talk to his younger self and say, "Listen,
This
talk
is
to
what-
her about it.
talk to
Tell
her.
her
Now,
how you feel."
I want to hear this
Let me
conversation.
ask you a question. What would you say if,
That's what I'm saying.
tomorrow you found out that your ex-wife is poly?
Wow!
Look at his face.
I'm fine with that.
No,
No,
but what
but
I'm saying is y'all could have done that together.
Y'all could have been together all
done that
these
together.
years,
All
have
these years.
17 kids with 17 people.
I kind of like the experience. So she can have that. I
Give me that one.
I like the merry-go-round and carnivals I've been on since we parted ways. So I'm
Wow,
good with that.
man, this.
But
this
I think she would have because she cheated on her man with me. So she possibly could have had a mind to do that.
so that's your point in time where you need to go back and have that conversation.
Maybe we
Doc
had a
Brown
brief
gonna show up.
conversation. I think she wanted a traditional marriage, but people change their minds. Like they evolve.
People have a traditional marriage and then open the door and say, "Let's have an open marriage. Let's
Yes.
Like, would you go back And if your coach is telling you, hey, you should go to counseling, would you guys, like Key, would you start doing that?
I would have yeah. If I got that piece of information, yeah, I would have went down that road because, like I said, no one talked to us about going to counseling. So
Right.
for me, it was taboo to begin with. So when it was an option, it was kind of taboo, and I wasn't really with it, and I wasn't really talking to nobody about how I feel inside. You know what I mean? I wasn't trying to go and tell people.
And real talk, until I met you guys, until I heard you guys' story on the show, I didn't really know what to expect from a counselor. I didn't
Agreed.
know what a good counselor was supposed to sound like.
Agreed.
You know, and no one, till this day, I never went to a counselor asked me about my childhood. And like from your guys' experience, that's a big issue.
Yeah.
You should be talking about your childhood.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
What are the
And
things
your
that?
coach would then tell you, like, certain things about your childhood that affect you. And then, for example, on those days that you were verbally abusive, you would be coached on what to say. So therefore, you wouldn't be verbally abusive, which makes it a happier marriage.
This is
Show you how to do this, son.
But again, it doesn't mean your needs would have been met.
no, it doesn't. It
agreed,
doesn't. But
agreed.
It would be interesting to see from that.
yeah, I like to.
time period.
I would like to see, and if it's gonna fall off again, just pull me back.
Right, like, I totally am with you, Drew. Like, my needs are like polyamorous. I want to be polyamorous. If I had said the right things, would she have become polyamorous? I don't know. I think possibly. I think it would have taken.
I think she would have thought about it.
I think she thought about it too.
Not everyday poly, but probably once a month.
Like once
so
in
what
a
about
while.
like just like an open relationship? Like, and I mean, I don't. Would poly be the same as just having an open relationship where you can,
It
kind of do
depends.
the Will Smith and
It depends because there are swingers and then
Right.
there are poly people. Poly
Okay.
people are more relationship. So
Okay.
like one of the girlfriend I have
I
now,
didn't
I
know
could
that.
go on a trip with her. Someone that's in an open marriage doesn't really want that. to
yeah.
happen, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, all right.
Or swingers, they just go.
But
meet
would
up
that
at a
have
house.
satisfied you with the open relationship? Would that have
Just a chance to
just a chance to
Smash
go
with different people?
Yeah, just every once in a
Yeah,
while,
yeah, yeah.
do your thing, and then still come back and be
And still come back?
in your home with your wife.
Yeah.
Yo,
I think it would've been
how about
cool.
this?
I think it was cool.
If you
It
go
would've
back
been
in time
cool.
and you had a coach and she had a coach, do you think that the coaches would be saying the same message?
Ooh, what if her coach told you never to marry?
She would have been making the right decision.
What do you think, coach?
Don't marry.
do
her.
it.
Don't do it.
You know?
Interesting.
So, Gordon, let me ask you this: the lessons you would have gotten with your coach, like you worked a lot. I'm assuming that because you worked a lot, there wasn't much conversation when you got home. If your coach tells you, "I know you're tired," yo, give it 15 minutes.
Give it 15 minutes.
Talk. Do you think those times when she wanted to just talk, and you would have now talked because your coach would have told you, you think that would have helped?
Oh yeah, definitely.
See,
Definitely.
so there's no reason for her to change because you would have been making all the changes, and you think in turn, you think in turn you would have gotten what you needed from her?
No, because you
I
got to
don't know.
remember the communication thing was, even though, not that communication wasn't big for me, that did more for her than it did for me, right? So we really only talk about this from our perspective, right?
That's
It'd
what I
be
was
interesting
saying.
to hear
Right,
their
right.
perspectives of, what some of the things that they think they needed to change or things that they could have done differently, right?
Right.
So
and we don't always know what we could have done different either because the void that they had or that made them disconnect from us, we still to this day, or at least in my position, I don't know exactly what I did to make things start to disconnect. So even though I'm coaching myself from now and I tried to go back there, I can still fuck up and be right back here on the podcast with you guys.
yeah, and I don't think it's just one event, right? I think
No.
it's multiple things over multiple years. At least for me, it was, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, so now you fix this one thing, then you fix this one thing, and then you fix this one thing, right? So but that's marriage then, right? Marriage is a lifetime of fixing things, right? And when does it become? I'm tired of fixing things, right? Like I'm tired of. I'm done with constantly getting hurt and then trying to repair and rebuild,
Think your coach would have gave up?
I'm going back to the future. Screw this.
You know.
Yeah, it's not. So like, yeah, that's the interesting thing is it's not, you can't just fix one thing in the rest of your marriages. That's Disney, right?
That's Disney.
Disney is that.
Yeah.
Facts.
That's Shrek, right?
Yeah.
Shrek said something stupid. He went back to the thing and then he fixed it and happily ever after. No, that don't happen that way.
Yeah.
It's just you fix the one thing this month, this week, this year,
Yeah.
but the next 50
next-
years you
yeah.
have to keep fixing.
That's right.
Yeah, marriage is definitely romanticized. It's like they, like for example, Coming to America. Prince Akeem and Lisa went off and lived happily ever after.
Until he found out that
He is an African prince.
Until he got date raped and nobody said nothing about that.
Oh, that's
Until
what
30 years later.
He got date raped. He did get date raped. What Drew is referring to is the Coming to America sequel and the scene where he got
Y'all
date
ruined
raped.
it for the people that ain't seen
Well,
it.
They don't see it.
most people are not calling it date rape because it's a comedy.
Listen,
But he did.
if it was
He
the
did.
other way around,
He did,
you already
yeah.
know what would have happened.
Yeah,
It would have
yeah.
got canceled.
It'd have been canceled.
Yep, it had been canceled.
No, I agree with that.
All right, well, this actually turned out to be a really good conversation.
Yeah, we'll talk about Prince Akeem and Lisa's wedding and marriage in the next episode.
All right. All right, well, listen, we're going to wrap this one up. So thank you for listening to The Lame Show. Check out our past episodes on your favorite podcast platform. Click that download button and smash the
it.
subscribe button. Leave us a comment. Please also, you can interact with us on all of our social media platforms. We happen to have a page on every single one of them. And if you want to buy us a drink to support the show, head over to buymeacoffee.com/The Lame Show. We're now accepting sponsorship for as little as $5 a drink or $10 a month. Anybody got any parting words for us? Before we head out?
Before we go, we just wanted to give a big shout out to Joy Douglas. She's been our top fan on Facebook for the last 3 weeks.
Hey.
And they're supporting, sharing, commenting. Joy, we see you. We love you.
Thanks, Joy.